Hey guys, welcome back. Drip Coach here with Drip and Power and Poor Property, where we don't trust, we verify, and operate with integrity and transparency. Today, we're diving into some critical updates in the Bitcoin market as we approach the Fed's September FOMC meeting and Bitcoin reserves on exchanges dropping to a new yearly low and what this could spell for you in this upcoming bull run. So stay tuned. All right, I saw this article and I thought this was definitely worth sharing because as Bitcoin exchange reserves reach new yearly low amid 60K retest. And that reminds me, a 6K retest reminds me of this GIF that seen floating around before. This GIF was just the guy with a stick poking Bitcoin when it trades sideways is like, come on, do something. And literally coming soon, I believe, is going to be this big green candle that will, in this case, blow your brains out or melt faces. So the reason why I believe that is so is because it started with this article, or more specifically, now we can look at this chart on CoinGlass, and then Crypto Quant has a similar chart. So basically, you have Bitcoin reserves on major exchanges have hit a new low for the year with only 2.62 million BTC available. This is a significant decrease from 13% that we had earlier this year, or more, 13% decrease from earlier this year. So this tells us that when Bitcoin is pulled off exchanges and moved into cold storage, it usually signals that investors are holding on to their BTC, reducing the selling pressure. And this, of course, with an increase in supply, could be a precursor for a major price rally. So you see here that we dropped significantly and the price continues to kind of chop up and then now chop sideways. And again, what's important about this is because this is on exchanges, meaning if a country such as what President Trump said and RFK Jr. said at the Bitcoin conference, if they want to be a country that puts Bitcoin on the balance sheet and creates a central reserve, well, they have to buy it off the market. Now, they could do what El Salvador has done, which is start mining Bitcoin. But man, almost 3 years, coming this September, actually, they've only mined 474 Bitcoin. This is as of May. So maybe they're close to 500 now. So it is getting extremely difficult to mine it. Now, granted, of course, if a government puts together some kind of plan and uses like wind Texas, I think, has a pretty cheap wind energy, and then you got stuff like the Hoover Dam for water, and then there's solar all over the place. Anyway, the opportunities are there, but the point I'm getting at is you're not going to be able to gain that much Bitcoin from mining. So you have to buy it off the market. And with the market having, again, super low amounts available, it just makes a huge catalyst potentially for this bull run, which comes right in time for what we see on the potential rate cuts that are coming up. So what a lot of people have speculated in September, the September FOMC meeting is September 17th through the 18th. And current chair Jerome Powell has mentioned or alluded to that there would be definitely rate cuts possible in September due to, quote unquote, the cooling inflation. We just know that they're just always behind, using lagging indicators. So they're always late to the party, even though other metrics have shown this to be the case for a while now. But either way, if they cut rates, then lower interest rates typically make traditional savings less attractive, which push investors towards asset like Bitcoin, especially now that we see the ETFs are approved. So what better catalyst than for people that were not familiar with Bitcoin before to all of a sudden now be seeing these rate cuts going, okay, savings and treasury bonds, and that's the stuff's not as good as it used to be. Let me see about this Bitcoin that I've been seeing that Michael Saylor or Raoul Pala said gets me like far ahead of inflation. And what do you know? My wirehouses and brokers already have access. Let me go ahead and allocate a little bit towards it and buy some of that with this rate cut that just came in, going in toward the end of the year as well, towards taxes and the election cycle. So there are a lot of things shaping up, in my humble opinion, which I'm not the only one, of course. I'm just digesting what smarter people have told me, and it just makes sense. So I'm sharing that with you guys. But this could definitely prove to be the biggest cycle that we've seen in regards to like volume, because right now, where is my coin market cap? We're sitting at 1.17 trillion. In the previous all-time high, we had 3 trillion in Bitcoin, or in the total market cap. And right now we got 1.1. In the previous all-time high was 67 in the last cycle. So we already broke that with what we have now. We're sitting at a total of 2 trillion. So I think Raoul, I don't know. I know he said by the end of, in the next 10 years, we'll see 100 trillion in his asset class. So that's a 50x. I don't know what it's expected to be by the end of this cycle. I would assume maybe like close to 500,000 or 5 trillion. Let's see something. Bring out the handy dandy calculator here. 21 million times, we'll go with the conservative 125K. That puts us at a $2.6 trillion market cap. And that is crazy. And here's something also that I thought was interesting. So remember they said there was, what was it, 2.2 million available. Where's that number? It's down. 2.7. Oh, that's the old one. 2.7, whatever. We'll go 2.7 sounds good. So when you multiply that by the current price, 27 million times, 60, $162 billion. Just to like buy up all of the Bitcoin on the exchanges. Now, of course, that's across all the exchanges and that would drive the price up, but just let that sink in, because it's literally $162 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, that's a large amount of money for us, but with governments throwing around trillions and quadrillions, that is pennies for them. Now, I don't see a government just attacking head on with Bitcoin like that, like start buying up massive amounts of Bitcoin that way, but trickling in and buying a few million a day or so, or a week or whatever, it's definitely possible. And all it takes is one. Right now, we haven't seen it happen yet, but it could be coming soon. And that means they still, whatever country does this, will not get rid of their fiat, because they can, print that. They're just trying to create more liquidity in whatever that fiat is. And then maybe eventually, years and years down the road, they can move to a Bitcoin reserve. But there's no way, because with the power and control they have by being able to print and manufacture their own currency, they're not going to give that up. But smaller countries like El Salvador jumped on that, and then they get to experience the price appreciation, and they're actually buying Bitcoin. Like this article says, they hold 5,000. So they purchased, 5,200 more Bitcoin than they were able to mine. So there is no chance for a country to build a large reserve of Bitcoin without blowing Bitcoin through the roof like this meme. Like, it's impossible, because there's just not enough there. And like Michael Saylor said, the only way that countries or people can accumulate more Bitcoin is that they're going to have to convince you to depart with yours if you're already holding it. So that means the price has to go higher so that you can decide, hey, I want to sell mine now for $500,000 or a fraction of it, or whatever the case may be. Because again, we look at what's available on markets. So this is people moving off into cold storage. Like, I don't know if there's a track of how to see how much is in cold storage anywhere total. Well, it doesn't matter. We know that the total is 21 million, and we know that about 3 million have been lost or keys or something like that, issues with that. So about 18 million. And then the next remaining 2 million and some change will not be done until for like another 100 years. So doesn't really matter. Basically what you see right now in Bitcoin is what you get. Here's the specifics. So 450 Bitcoin per day with the current halving rate that we're at, which is 6.25 or so. Yeah, 6.25. So it's not going to be 3.125. Yeah, so that was this article. Where is it? Where are we at? It should say it in here. I don't even remember where we're at for the total amount being mined per day. But regardless, point being, there's not a lot left to be mined, and we won't be here if you're listening to this video when the last one is mined. So there's not a lot or enough to go around for the demand. So hopefully you are stacking sats and paying attention to the broader macro narrative and not just the fact that Bitcoin is kind of trading sideways and looking like it's dull and boring. But this is the time to accumulate, as I've mentioned in other videos, stack sats on the high yield BTC or drip to BTC platform, because that is by far the easiest way to make your Bitcoin work for you and get it at a discount. All right, hope that provides value. Smash that HBO special, help brother out, like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See you. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.